Today is the 4th of November 2025. Let's listen to what the lawyers of Nnamdi has to say about today's court hearing.
But anyway, there is no trial without prosecution. So it's the executive branch, the president, that triggered this through the office of the attorney general. So the president can direct the attorney general to take the case back to the table to see whether it should be resolved politically. But to try to resolve this case before the courts is becoming more and more impossible every day. Is this a call for disqualification? Well, of course, everybody is calling for that. It's not throwing in the towel. What is wrong with calling with reconciliation when the courts of the land actually recognize it as well? Check out Section 17 of Federal High Court Act. It called on judges to seek reconciliation between litigants before them, including criminal cases. Section 174 of the Constitution empowered the Attorney General of the Federation to discontinue criminal prosecutions. So why should anybody say this matter should be resolved in courts when we have an alternative route of resolving it politically that appears to be easier and that appear to be pleasing to everybody? Procedure today? Okay. I will yield to one of my colleagues to discuss that by Summer Square. Okay.
For us to put the record straight, Mazen Nnamdi is not saying that he will not enter defense. Mazen Nnamdi said, under what law are you charging me? Going by the Constitution, there is no charge against him. That tell me the law, that the court should tell him the law upon which he's been tried. Now, my Lord is on his own saying that whatever thing that you have to say should be ruled at the final written address, and it should be upon a conviction to know whether you're supposed to be convicted or not. As Nnamdi said, no, there are thresholds, there are hurdles upon which you need to cross for you to reach at that particular issue. And one fundamental issue there is that my Lord said, we are talking about issue of extraordinary rendition, the way you have been brought back from Kenya to Nigeria. And he wants somebody to come and give evidence on that. There is nothing before him. And if you watch the motion Mazen Nnamdi filed, Mazen Nnamdi said, Fair Court has given a judgment in respect of that, and also awarded 500 million naira against federal government in his favor. That judgment is in the court file. Court of Appeal, in their judgment, also gave ruling on that and made comment about that. CTC of that judgment is in the court file. Supreme Court, in their judgment, also took judicial notice of that and condemned that attitude. They are all in court file. There was a motion challenging the decision of the court where these issues are being raised, and Mazen Nnamdi made reference of the motion in the court file.
Yes.
And under the Evidence Act, Mazen Nnamdi is saying that under the law, court is obliged, is under obligation to take judicial notice of every document in your file.
Yes. So
asking him now to go and enter into a defense and start giving evidence on that is a waste of time.
Yes.
That court is on its own supposed to take so much to raise this issue.
Yeah.
Court is expected to raise this issue. Now there is a charge before me. Please, under what law? Address me on this issue before I go into trial. Yes. And my Mazen Nnamdi filed a motion, and I think that motion, Mazen Nnamdi said that motion should be heard, and all this issue I raised should be trashed for me to go into trial. So defense. And we're into defense. So my Lord, Mazen can maintain his position on that. So my Lord said that he has joined to tomorrow for him to enter defense. Just like we said, we are into the matter, but we are still he's still consulting us. I am saying so on handling his matter in court. He felt that he's competent to do that. So whatever advice he needs from us as his lawyer, we should also offer the legal advice just to get the record straight so that people will not say that Nnamdi refused to enter the first. No, there is no such issue. Nnamdi said, address me on this issue.
Okay.